Hey guys, Chapter 1, Section 3 video here for you today. We're going to talk about distributive property and what that is. So essential question is, how can I use distributive property? And hopefully you've had some familiarity with this before. I hope this isn't a brand new topic for you, but we're going to see. We're going to jump into a little review here. So example 1. We're just going to simplify. We're not going to solve for x yet, but we're going to simplify an expression that looks like this. -4 parentheses 2x minus 7. So what does this mean? Well, -4 parentheses means we're taking -4 and we're timesing it by 2x minus 7. Now there's a few ways you can do this problem. One of the ways you could do is you could think of it as a rectangular visual like this. Here's our rectangle. The length is -4. Negative kind of does make sense with length, but go with me on this. And the width is 2x minus 7. So if we were going to multiply that, one strategy people use is they split it up and say, okay, well, I got to do -4 times 2x. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8, so that'd be -8x. And then I got to do -4 times the -7. So I get that -8x, and then 4 times 7 is 28, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So I get positive 28. So our answer is -8x and a positive 28. Here's the other way of doing that, though. It's basically like taking that -4 and multiplying it inside. -4 times the 2x is -8x, and -4 times the -7 is a plus 28. And that's our simplified solution. And you guys, that's distributive property. Distributive property is when you're dealing with multiplication and you have to multiply maybe more than one part. So we're going to write in our notes on the left-hand side, distributive. And what I'm going to write next to it is this. A parentheses B plus C. A parentheses B plus C. Now the A, B, C can be anything. Numbers, variables, it could be 3 parentheses x plus 7 or 2 parentheses 5x minus 9. It can be anything. A, B, C can be really anything. But the strategy with distributive is we multiply the A times the B and times the C. So we do A times B, do A times C, and we copy that plus sign in the middle. That's distributive property. And we're going to use that to solve for x today. So before we try solving for x, I want you to try a couple of problems. I'm going to see if you can do distributive property. So I'm going to give you a problem A and a problem B. And for A, here's what you have. 5 parentheses 2 plus 3m. Go ahead on your device and just pause it right now and see if you can simplify this on your own. Go ahead and try. All right, you ready to check your answer? So you had to take that 5 and multiply it inside. 5 times the 2 and 5 times the 3m. And that's what I'm going to write down. Notice I'm drawing my arrows and writing it down. 5 times 2 plus 5 times 3m. Now 5 times 2 is 10 and 5 times 3 is 15. So it's 15m. So your answer, your simplified solution is 10 plus 15m. Let's try another one. Here's B. 6 parentheses 2m minus 3y. Again, pause your device, hit the button, and see if you can do this on your own. See if you got this down. Okay, you ready to check? Same story. We're going to multiply the 6 inside. We're going to do 6 times 2m and 6 times 3y. This time with a subtraction sign in the middle. So that'd be 12m minus 18y. And that's your solution. How'd you do? Did you make any mistakes anywhere? How did you show your work? Did you draw the arrows and simplify correctly? Kind of look for all those details. Okay, so let's take it to the next level. Example 2. Now we're going to solve for x. So here's our problem. 2 parentheses 6x plus 4 equals -40. So just like in all of our prior video lessons, we're going to put a line down the equal sign. We're going to get x by itself. But I see that parenthesis, so right away I'm like, it's distributive property, and I got to start there first. I got to distribute the 2 inside. I got to do 2 times 6x and 2 times 4. Well, that'd be 12x. 2 times 6 is 12x, and 2 times 4 is 8. So I have 12x plus 8. But what's happening on the other side? Nothing. It's just equal to -40. We haven't done anything. So we write equals -40. Now let's finish solving. Let's do the things we know how to do. Let's take the 8 away. Subtract the 8, gets rid of it. Still leaves a 12x on the left, but now we have -40 and -8, so that's -48. And then get rid of the 12. What do we do to get rid of that 12? We divide it. We divide the 12 away to get rid of it. So if we divide by 12 on the left and right, we get x all by itself. 48 divided by 12, that's going to have to be a negative, is a negative 4. So our answer is x equals negative 4, but we had to use that distributive property. All right, let's try another one. Example 3. Same story. We are going to solve for x, but this one's a little more complicated. Check it out. Negative parentheses 6x plus 4 plus 4x equals 10. The reason I'm saying this is so more complicated is because I actually do see distributive property. I'm going to put my line down the equal sign. The distributive property on this one is just that negative sign. I'm going to distribute the negative into each of those pieces. So that 6x plus 4 is actually going to be a minus 6x and a minus 4. But the rest of the problem isn't changing. I still have that plus 4x equals 10. And now I feel ready to solve. So I distributed just the negative sign. Now, to solve this thing, I think I'm going to add the 4 over and get it out of the middle. So if I add the 4 over, I still have a negative 6x plus a 4x. And on the other side, I have 10 plus 4, which is 14. Let's combine negative 6x's plus 4x. Well, negative 6 plus 4 is a negative 2, so it's going to be negative 2x's equals 14 on the other side. How do we solve? What do we do as the last step? We divide. We're going to divide by a negative 2 to get rid of it. So negative 2 on both sides. Now 14 does divide by 2. It's 7. But because of the negative, it'll be a negative 7. And there's our solution. Again, look at my work. See how I'm going like line by line by line with an equal sign has the line down the middle. You want your work to look like that too. You want every step nicely organized. It's a key thing in algebra is organizing your steps. All right, guys, so that kind of wraps up our video. Big takeaway today is just making sure you're familiar and remember what distributive property is and how you can multiply in with arrows. Those ABCs can be anything, so you just got to remember it can even be negative signs like in the last example. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.